This video provides general health information and does not replace medical diagnosis or treatment. If you have existing conditions or medications, consult your doctor before making any changes. Right now, as you're watching this video, something invisible is happening inside your body. That belly fat you've been ignoring, it's not just sitting there. It's actively destroying your male function in ways you never imagined. And by 2025, Harvard Medical School predicts 322 million men worldwide will be suffering because of it. Look, I get it. You work hard. You're stressed. Maybe you've gained a few pounds over the years. Nothing serious, right? Just a little extra around the middle. But here's what your doctor probably hasn't told you: that harmless belly fat is waging a silent war against your testosterone, your blood vessels, and your sexual health. This isn't fear-mongering. This is science from the world's leading medical institutions. Studies published in PubMed, research from Harvard Medical School, data from the Mayo Clinic, and findings from the NHS in the UK all point to the same terrifying conclusion: visceral fat, that's the scientific term for belly fat. The fat that accumulates around your waist and internal organs is metabolically active. It's not just storage. It's an endocrine organ that secretes hormones and inflammatory chemicals that directly attack your male function. Here's the brutal truth: if your waist circumference is over 37.5 inches, you're in the danger zone. Research from the University of Florence in Italy found a direct, stepwise relationship between increasing waist size and erectile dysfunction. Men with a BMI of just 28 that's overweight, not even obese, have a 90% higher risk of developing ED. And it gets worse. That belly fat produces an enzyme called aromatase, which literally converts your testosterone into estrogen. You're becoming hormonally imbalanced without even knowing it. But why? Why does belly fat have this devastating power over male function? What's actually happening inside your body right now? And most importantly, can it be stopped? In the next part, I'm going to show you the exact biological mechanism that's destroying your sexual health. What you're about to learn will shock you. Don't skip ahead. This could be the most important information you'll hear this year. So we know belly fat is dangerous. But how? What's actually happening inside your body right now that's stealing your masculinity? Research from Boston University School of Medicine has identified what they call the triple threat. 3 simultaneous attacks that belly fat launches against your male function. And you need to understand all 3. First, the hormone hijack. Your belly fat isn't just sitting there, it's a biological factory. Those fat cells, particularly visceral fat cells around your organs, produce massive amounts of an enzyme called aromatase. Here's what this enzyme does. It literally converts testosterone, your primary male hormone, into estradiol, which is a form of estrogen, the female hormone. According to studies published in the Feb's journal, this creates a vicious cycle. Lower testosterone means your body preferentially stores more abdominal fat. More abdominal fat means even more aromatase. More aromatase means even less testosterone. You're caught in a downward spiral. And every day you wait, it gets worse. Second, the vascular assault. Your belly fat secretes inflammatory molecules called cytokines. These are pro-inflammatory chemicals that attack the endothelium, which is the thin lining inside your blood vessels. When this lining gets damaged, your body can't produce enough nitric oxide, a critical molecule that relaxes blood vessels and allows blood flow. Without proper nitric oxide production, blood can't flow into the penis adequately. It's not psychological. It's pure physiology. Italian research from the University of Florence proved this by showing a direct correlation between waist circumference and impaired blood vessel function in the penile tissue. Third, the inflammation bomb. Visceral fat is metabolically hyperactive. It releases adipokines. These are bioactive molecules that trigger systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. This chronic low-grade inflammation damages nerve tissue, disrupts insulin sensitivity, leading to diabetes, and accelerates atherosclerosis, which is the hardening and narrowing of arteries. Studies from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found that men with higher visceral fat metabolism scores had dramatically higher rates of erectile dysfunction, independent of age, diabetes, or blood pressure. Here's the nightmare: all three mechanisms feed each other. Hormonal imbalance increases fat storage. Fat storage increases inflammation. Inflammation damages blood vessels. Damaged blood vessels reduce testosterone even further. It's a self-perpetuating catastrophe happening inside you right now. But wait, if this is so devastating, why isn't everyone talking about it? Why don't more men know? And here's the question that should terrify you. How do you know if it's already happening to you? In part 3, I'm going to reveal the warning signs your body is sending you right now. Miss these, and you might not get another chance. So your belly fat is attacking your hormones, your blood vessels, and triggering chronic inflammation. But how do you know if it's already happening to you? Your body is sending you signals right now. Most men ignore them until it's too late. Don't be one of them. Here's your checklist. First, the physical warning signs. Check yourself honestly. 1. Your waist circumference is over 37.5 inches or 95 centimeters. Measure it right now. 2. You've gained more than 10 pounds in the past 2 years, especially around your midsection. 3. You feel constantly fatigued even after a full night's sleep. This is often linked to low testosterone levels. 4. You're losing muscle mass and strength despite eating the same amount. 5. You're developing breast tissue or noticing softer body composition. This is gynecomastia, caused by high estrogen levels. These aren't just cosmetic issues. These are metabolic red flags. Second, sexual warning signs. Be brutally honest with yourself. 1. You're experiencing difficulty achieving or maintaining erections even occasionally. 2. Your libido, meaning your sex drive, has noticeably decreased over the past 6 months. 3. You're avoiding sexual situations because you're anxious about performance. 4. Morning erections have become rare or non-existent. This is actually a clinical indicator of vascular health. According to research from King's College London, if you're experiencing any combination of these symptoms, you're among the 4.3 million men in the UK alone dealing with this issue. Third, metabolic warning signs. These predict future problems. 1. You have high blood pressure over 130/80. 2. Your fasting blood sugar is elevated over 100 mg/dL. 3. Your cholesterol levels are abnormal, particularly high triglycerides or low HDL, which is the good cholesterol. 4. You have insulin resistance or prediabetes. Here's what Harvard Medical School found: men with metabolic syndrome, that's the combination of obesity, high blood pressure, abnormal cholesterol, and high blood sugar, have triple the risk of erectile dysfunction compared to healthy men. If you checked off 3 or more of these warning signs, you need to act immediately. Studies show that 79% of men with erectile dysfunction are clinically overweight or obese. This isn't coincidence. This is causation. Your belly fat is destroying your male function right now. But here's what gives me hope, and what should give you hope too. Every single one of these mechanisms can be reversed. The damage isn't permanent. Italian researchers proved that men who lost weight through diet and exercise saw a 31% complete recovery rate from erectile dysfunction without any medication. How? That's exactly what I'm revealing in part 4. The solution is simpler than you think, but you need to start now. Here's the truth, that the medical establishment doesn't emphasize enough: every single mechanism we just discussed can be reversed. Your body wants to heal. It's designed to heal, and the science proves it can heal if you take action now. Listen to this carefully. A landmark study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine followed 110 obese men with erectile dysfunction. Half were assigned to intensive lifestyle intervention diet and exercise. The other half received standard medical care. After just 2 years, 31% of the men in the lifestyle intervention group had completely recovered from erectile dysfunction without any medication. 0 pills, just weight loss and movement. And here's the key finding. The men who lost the most weight saw the greatest improvement. Even a 5 to 10% reduction in body weight was enough to naturally increase testosterone levels and improve vascular function. That's just 15 to 20 pounds for a 200-pound man. That's achievable. Action number 1, measure and commit. Right now, pause this video if you need to measure your waist circumference at your belly button. Write it down. Your target is under 37 inches or 94 centimeters. Next, calculate your current weight and set a realistic goal. Lose 10% of your body weight over the next 6 months. That's roughly 1 to 2 pounds per week. This isn't crash dieting. This is sustainable, medically proven weight loss that reverses metabolic damage. According to NHS guidelines, this pace of weight loss is both safe and effective for long-term results. Action number 2, the 72-hour nutrition reset. For the next 3 days, eliminate these inflammatory foods, completely processed foods, sugary drinks, including fruit juice, red and processed meats, and excess salt. Replace them with what research from Harvard calls the inflammation fighters, leafy greens like spinach and kale, fatty fish rich in omega-3s like salmon, whole grains such as oats and quinoa, nuts, especially walnuts and almonds, and olive oil. This Mediterranean-style approach has been proven in multiple studies to reduce systemic inflammation, improve endothelial function, that's your blood vessel lining, and support hormonal balance. You'll notice increased energy within 72 hours. Action number 3, start moving today. You don't need a gym membership. According to research published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, physical activity alone can improve erectile function. Here's your starter protocol. 30 minutes of brisk walking daily. That's a pace where you can talk but not sing. Add bodyweight exercises, 10 push-ups, 15 squats, and 30-second planks. Repeat 3 times. And critically important pelvic floor exercises, also called Kegels. Contract the muscles you use to stop urination, hold for 5 seconds, release. Do this 10 times, 3 sets daily. This strengthens the muscles directly involved in erectile function. These 3 actions, measuring, eating right, and moving, will trigger metabolic changes within 72 hours. But to maximize your recovery and prevent relapse, you need the long-term strategy. In Part 5, I'm revealing the advanced protocols that elite athletes and biohackers use to optimize testosterone and vascular health. This is where real transformation happens. You've started the basics. Now let's talk about optimization, the strategies that take you from functional to exceptional. These are the protocols used by professional athletes, biohackers, and men who refuse to accept average testosterone levels and vascular health. Strategy number 2, strategic resistance training. Listen carefully, not all exercise is created equal for testosterone production. Research from the University of North Carolina shows that heavy resistance training with large muscle groups produces the greatest testosterone response. Here's your protocol. Focus on compound movements, deadlifts, squats, bench press, and rows. Use weights heavy enough that you can only complete 6 to 8 repetitions. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. Train large muscle groups first, then smaller ones. This maximizes hormone release. The testosterone spike happens 15 to 60 minutes post-workout, and while temporary consistent training over 6 months produces sustained elevation in baseline testosterone. One critical note: excessive endurance training can actually lower testosterone. Balance is key. 3 days of resistance 2 days of moderate cardio maximum. Strategy number 3, sleep and stress optimization. This is where most men fail. Testosterone is produced primarily during deep sleep, specifically during REM cycles. Studies show that men who sleep less than 5 hours nightly have testosterone levels 10 to 15% lower than those who sleep 8 hours. Your protocol: aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Keep your bedroom cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 Celsius. Avoid screens 90 minutes before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin. For stress management, chronic cortisol, which is your stress hormone, directly suppresses testosterone production. Practice daily stress reduction, 10 minutes of meditation, deep breathing exercises, or yoga. Research published in multiple journals confirms that mindfulness practices lower cortisol and improve sexual function. Bonus protocol: targeted nutrition. Certain nutrients are critical for testosterone production and vascular health. Zinc 15 to 30 milligrams daily, found in oysters, beef, and pumpkin seeds. Vitamin D, most men are deficient. Get your levels tested. Optimal is 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter. Magnesium 400 milligrams daily improves sleep and testosterone. L-arginine and L-citrulline. These amino acids boost nitric oxide production, improving blood flow. Found in watermelon, nuts, and legumes. Important disclaimer: always consult your doctor before starting any supplement regimen, especially if you have existing health conditions or take medications. Here's your realistic timeline. Weeks 1 to 2, energy increase, better sleep quality. Weeks 3 to 4, noticeable improvement in morning erections and libido. Weeks 6 to 8, measurable testosterone increase, visible body composition changes. Months 3 to 6, significant erectile function improvement, sustained weight loss, hormonal balance restoration. This isn't overnight magic. This is biological transformation. But what if you've done everything right and you're still struggling? What if lifestyle changes aren't enough? In Part 6, I'm going to discuss the medical interventions that actually work, from PDE5 inhibitors like Viagra to testosterone replacement therapy. When should you consider them? What are the risks, and how do they fit into your overall strategy? This is critical information every man needs to know. Let's be clear, there's absolutely no shame in seeking medical help. In fact, it's the smart, proactive choice. You should consult a healthcare professional if you've made lifestyle changes for 3 months with minimal improvement. You have persistent erectile dysfunction that's affecting your quality of life. Your testosterone levels are clinically low, below 300 nanograms per deciliter, or you have underlying conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or hypertension that complicate your situation. These aren't signs of weakness. These are signs of a man who takes his health seriously. First, PDE5 inhibitors. These include sildenafil, which is Viagra, tadalafil, or Cialis, and vardenafil, known as Levitra. How they work: they block an enzyme called phosphodiesterase type 5, which allows nitric oxide to accumulate in penile tissue, improving blood flow and enabling erections. According to NHS data and Mayo Clinic research, these medications are effective for approximately 70% of men with erectile dysfunction. They work within 30 to 60 minutes and are safe for most men when prescribed correctly. Critical point: these drugs treat symptoms, not root causes. They facilitate blood flow, but don't address underlying hormonal imbalances or metabolic issues. This is why combining them with lifestyle changes produces the best long-term results. Second, testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT. This is appropriate only when blood tests confirm hypogonadism that's clinically low testosterone, typically below 300 nanograms per deciliter. TRT comes in several forms: injections, typically every 1 to 2 weeks, topical gels applied daily, or patches worn. on the skin. Benefits include increased libido, improved energy, better muscle mass, and enhanced mood. However, TRT is serious medicine, with potential risks: testicular shrinkage, reduced sperm production, potentially affecting fertility, increased red blood cell count, which can increase clotting risk, and possible cardiovascular effects in some men. This is why it requires ongoing medical supervision with regular blood tests. Critical safety information: never buy erectile dysfunction medications or testosterone online without a prescription. According to research, many online pharmacies sell counterfeit or contaminated products that can be dangerous. PDE5 inhibitors can interact dangerously with nitrate medications used for heart conditions. This combination can cause life-threatening drops in blood pressure. Always disclose all medications and health conditions to your doctor. If you experience chest pain, prolonged erections lasting over 4 hours, or sudden vision or hearing loss, seek emergency medical care immediately. Here's the most effective strategy: use medical interventions as a bridge while you fix the underlying problems. A study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men who combined PDE5 inhibitors with weight loss and exercise had significantly better outcomes than those using medication alone. Think of medications as support, not replacement. Your goal is to eventually reduce or eliminate dependence on these drugs by restoring natural function through sustainable lifestyle changes. So you have the knowledge, you have the action plan, you have the medical options. But here's the hardest part: maintaining these changes for the long term. Most men fail not because the strategies don't work, but because they can't sustain them. In Part 7, I'm revealing the psychological strategies and accountability systems that turn temporary changes into permanent transformation. This is where winners separate from wishful thinkers. Here's the brutal truth: 92% of people who start a health transformation program quit within the first 3 months. Not because the strategies don't work, not because they're weak, but because they rely on motivation and willpower, and both are finite resources. You can't will yourself into permanent change. You need systems. You need psychology. You need to hack your own brain. Strategy 1: habit stacking and environment design. This is behavioral psychology at its finest. Instead of adding new behaviors in isolation, stack them onto existing routines. Example: you already brush your teeth every morning. Immediately after brushing, do your pelvic floor exercises, 10 Kegels right there at the sink. You already eat lunch. Make that the trigger to take your daily supplements. You already watch TV at night. Do your body weight exercises during commercial breaks or while binge watching. The key is connecting new behaviors to established anchors. Next, control your environment. Remove temptation foods from your house completely. Prep healthy meals on Sundays, so choice is eliminated during the week. Put your walking shoes by the door where you'll see them. Make the healthy choice the easiest choice. Strategy 2: build accountability systems. Studies show you're 65% more likely to achieve a goal when you commit to someone else. Here's how: tell a trusted friend or your partner about your specific goals and timeline. Schedule weekly check-ins. Yes, schedule them in your calendar like a doctor's appointment. Join an online community or forum focused on men's health. Consider hiring a health coach if you can afford it. Use tracking apps to monitor your progress. Seeing the data keeps you honest. Take progress photos every 2 weeks. The scale lies, but photos and waist measurements don't. Share your journey, not for validation, but for commitment. Public accountability creates psychological pressure that motivation alone cannot provide. Strategy 3: leverage the power of small wins. Your brain rewards progress, not perfection. Research in behavioral psychology shows that celebrating small victories releases dopamine, which is your brain's reward chemical, creating positive reinforcement loops. Don't wait to lose 30 pounds to feel successful. Celebrate losing the first 5 pounds. Celebrate your first week of consistent walking. Celebrate reducing your waist by just 1 inch. Each celebration strengthens neural pathways that associate these behaviors with reward, making them easier to repeat. This is neuroplasticity in action. You're literally rewiring your brain's reward system to crave healthy behaviors instead of destructive ones. The biggest mental shift you need to make: stop thinking about this as a temporary fix. This isn't a diet you go on and off. This isn't a 3-month challenge. This is your new operating system. You're not trying to lose weight. You're becoming a man who maintains a healthy weight. You're not trying to improve erectile function. You're becoming a man with optimized vascular and hormonal health. Identity-based change is permanent. Behavior-based change is temporary. The biggest mental shift you need to make: stop thinking about this as a temporary fix. This isn't a diet you go on and off. This isn't a 3-month challenge. This is your new operating system. You're not trying to lose weight. You're becoming a man who maintains a healthy weight. You're not trying to improve erectile function. You're becoming a man with optimized vascular and hormonal health. Identity-based change is permanent. Behavior-based change is temporary. You now have everything you need: the science, the strategies, the psychology, the medical options, everything. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. This is your moment. Don't waste it. Let me make this incredibly simple. If you do nothing else, commit to these 3 non-negotiables. 1. Measure your waist today and commit to getting it under 37 inches or 94 centimeters. 2. Start moving 30 minutes of walking daily, no excuses. 3. Eliminate inflammatory foods for the next 72 hours and see how you feel. That's it. 3 things. Anyone can do 3 things. Here's what you do in the next 24 hours. First, schedule a doctor's appointment. Get your testosterone levels checked. Get a full metabolic panel. Knowledge is power. Second, take your measurements right now: waist, weight, photos. You need a baseline. Third, clean out your kitchen today. Remove the temptation foods. Fourth, go for a walk tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight, 30 minutes. Fifth, tell someone you trust about your commitment. Out loud, make it real. Here's what to expect realistically. Week 1, you'll feel energized from better nutrition. Week 2, sleep improves. Morning erections may return. Week 4, noticeable libido increase. Week 8, visible body composition changes. Measurable testosterone increase. Month 6, significant erectile function restoration. Sustained weight loss. Hormonal balance achieved. This is the timeline that research supports. It's not overnight, but it's certain if you stay consistent. You don't have to do this alone. In the comments below, I want you to write one simple thing: I'm starting today. That's it. Just those 3 words. When you commit publicly, even to strangers on the internet, you activate accountability. Read the other comments, you'll see you're not alone. Thousands of men are fighting this same battle. Support each other. Ask questions. Share your progress. This community can be your accountability system. Here's what I need you to understand. Your body wants to heal. It's designed to heal. Every cell in your body is working to restore balance right now. You just need to give it the right environment, the right food, the right movement, the right sleep. The science is clear. The Italian study proved 31% complete recovery without medication. The Harvard research showed weight loss restores function. This isn't theoretical. This is documented. This is real. You can be one of the success stories. If this video helped you, hit that like button. It helps more men find this information. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'll be sharing more evidence-based strategies for men's health. Most importantly, share this video with someone who needs it. Your brother, your father, your friend who's struggling. You might save someone's life, or at least their quality of life. Drop a comment below Tell me what's your first step. What are you committing to today? I read every comment, and I'll respond to as many as I can. You've got this. Now go.